Hello everyone. This video is about the so-called fake sun in the sky. I have spoken about this before, but doubt many beings were listening. Well, that's why the basic learning strategy of repetition is relevant and important. On the screen you have one element of the four seasons. This is the fall season. Fall. During the fall season, singular, leaves fall. Things fall apart. That's a book, by the way. Leaves fall down. Fall season, leaves falling down. Leaves falling down. Spirits falling down, perhaps. And then finally, well, not finally, but at least the progression of things, we have winter. Winter is harsh. Winter, at least in this frequency where I've experienced, has been very harsh, cold, very cold. We have been convinced, at least most of us, to believe that the seasons are real, the sun is real. Well, it is not. It is not. That's an absolute. It is not. Winter is no more real than the sun. Winter is no more real than the flakes of snow. Snow is a manipulation of the senses. We experience it as real because we do not live in an authentic universe. Our senses are warped to accept that which is false / illusory. So from winter we have a much calmer part of the illusion. Reality is an illusion, albeit a persistent one. So we have spring, much lighter on our senses, where birds and flowers come alive. Flowers blossom, birds chirp, sing, to celebrate the lightening of the lies that have been told to us throughout the ages. Birds are signals. So nature is not what it seems. Spring. During springtime, flowers blossom, as I have said, and supposedly love blossoms for the seasons, or lightening, becoming more light, less darkness. But then the controllers know better, or I know how to manipulate all the frequencies. But yet we souls know how to focus on what we see as light or lighter aspects of brightness. Here we have a springtime of love blossoming during a less harsh season or frequency or aspect of frequency. Summer, finally we have summer. And we sum it all up, perhaps, who knows, as the heat detoxes us and we sweat out the toxins, perhaps. Well, we do sweat out toxins. The sun serves the same purpose. Whether or not it is artificial or not, in this case, in all cases in the universe, the sun is not real. It is that which has been stolen from us our very energies to make us believe it is real, take our energies, reshape it in a technological form, and lie to us and have us accept it. The sun, people, ladies and gentlemen, the sun is fake and will always be fake because reality is an illusion, albeit a persistent one. The only thing that is real or will forever hold or maintain itself or eternally true is the lights or the souls that are embedded in the frequencies or dimensions of the so-called universe. The sun, like the vast majority of things portrayed to us in the entirety of the universe, is fake. Manipulation of the senses. So, seriously, some of you have come this far and know that there is I was right the first time. There are such things as news, fake planetary histories, control opposition agents, fake rotating and spinning planets. And hopefully you are aware of the so-called fake universe. In the middle of nowhere, the universe is finite. Because darkness must be contained by source, that which is called by some God, and those who are more awakened as source consciousness. Knowing all this, knowing that there is much fakery, do you still think that there is a fake red ball in the sky called a sun? There is no such thing. Planets do not rotate, do not move. They are stationary. I have seen this with my own two eyes. I've seen this in the physical and the non-physical. Okay, so at this point I would like to show a video. I've researched many videos about the fake sun, but unfortunately it seems there's something going on where the videos that I saw many years ago do not seem to be online. Perhaps because of the changes. I don't know. Maybe it's the Mandela effect. Who knows? But there is one video that I would like to show.
South Korea's experimental fusion reactor, known as K-STAR, also called an artificial sun, has set a world record by maintaining a temperature of over 100 million degrees Celsius for more than a minute. Take a look.
The nuclei of hydrogen atoms generate enormous amounts of energy in a fusion reaction upon being exposed to heat in excess of 100 million degrees. Korea's artificial sun K-STAR is based on this principle. When a superconducting magnet is used to generate heat of over 100 million degrees, particles inside are turned into plasma. In this plasma state, nuclear fusion takes place to create enormous energy. The key is to keep this plasma state stable for as long as possible, and K-STAR managed to do so for 70 seconds. That's 10 seconds longer than the previous world record of 60 seconds set by China.
K-STAR 같은 경우는 지난해 약 55초, 금년에 1분을 넘어서 70초까지 달성했는데 이 기록은 사실 지금까지 세계 최장 기록이고요.
The technology can be used as a source of energy if the plasma state is maintained for up to 300 seconds. Doing so would yield energy equivalent to 8 tons of petroleum from a single gram of heavy hydrogen contained in ocean water.
노트북 하나에 들어가는 리튬 양하고 그다음 한 버켓을 가지고 있는 그 안에 들어있는 김수저를 갖다가 빼게 되면은 적어도 뭐 한 가정에서 한 몇십 년 동안 쓸 수 있는 그런 게 나온다는 거.
The latest achievement is said to have brought the world one step closer to the commercialization of nuclear fusion energy.
Okay. So, Korea. Let me click this off. And that's off. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, Korea and China are able to make fake suns. In 2020, and to radiate 1,000,000 degrees Fahrenheit, at least. And people still believe that the basics of nature cannot be faked or lied about. So China, I keep saying South Korea, I don't know. Whichever Korea it is. So Korea and China are able to fake technology that can produce over 1,000,000 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit. I don't know which. Even if it were just merely Fahrenheit, that's still huge. They are able to do this, and the human population, the human knowledge, how much human beings know, is very little. And they're able to do this, and you think extraterrestrials or other beings on the planets can't go beyond this? Are we serious? Well, maybe some of you don't really know or are aware that we're not alone in the universe. Maybe. But what is true is that we've been lied about the basics of life, and yet we accept the most ludicrous lies, such as a sun, planets that rotate. We accept the very nature of existence. We accept that there is such thing as nature, plants growing, nature, forest growing out of ground, nature, the sun rotating or is irradiating energy, nature. How about the fact that it could all be faked? The sun is faked because of technology. Nature is faked. If anything is real nature, it's just light pushing up from the ground. Light pushing up, and our senses perceiving in a certain way because of the way our DNA have been set. How about that? Yes, I'm right. Yes, I am. Some of you don't like to hear some of what I have to say sometimes. You like to brush it off as New Age. But, hey, at the end of the day, we'll see who's right. We'll see. I hope it's not too late for some of you. Anyway, I'll continue. We've been lied to many, many times. We have been lied to about technology, yet telephones send invisible messages through the air. Telephones send invisible messages through the air that we cannot perceive with our eyes. Isn't that magic? Wasn't that once upon a time accepted to be believed to be impossible or witchcraft? What? You believe or accept things that you cannot see? Well, planets or frequencies are stationary and are not spinning around a flaming sun or any flaming sun. That's what your deceivers, that's what our deceivers want you to accept and believe. They want you to accept and believe lies. You are lying to yourself, and as a result are being unloving to yourself, as well as the entirety of what exists. The sun does not exist. Planets are stationary and are not rotating around the sun. 1 plus 1 is 1, because there are only fractions, fractals, parts of everything, lights. We have been trained to think and sense limitation. Accept limitation and you will reside in hell for a long time. For there are no saviors, only those who come to warn us before it is too late. I meant to say, will you, I don't know. Will you let it be too late and be sucked into the grand universal machine of slavery? I typed most of this, about 60% of this. I'm part of the reason why I'm making mistakes, because I had kombucha. Kombucha is fantastic. That's part of the reason why I decided to do this video, because after drinking kombucha, very fermented, I felt very peaceful, and the thought of doing this video on the sun came to mind again. And so here we are. Let's continue. Listen, people. The level of pain, torture, agony will be so overwhelming that you will forgive your harmer, transgressor. I have experienced it in the non-physical and in the physical. And I hope you are taking this quite seriously beyond the ages. Yep, for sure. For sure. Let me take a break from looking at what I've written. The sun. Here's the sun, the picture of the sun, the core of the sun. It's all bullshit. The sun is just something that's faked. Our energy is used against us. I mean, there's a fake version of everything, but it's not what we think it is. Just remember, it's just a version that's faked. That's because everything is light. It's not what we think it is, because our senses have been manipulated. Here's the airplane. An airplane traveling 100, however fast it is traveling, and there's a planet traveling. I mean, like, if two forces are traveling opposite directions, even if they're traveling the same directions, they're not going to be, like, exactly at the same level. So the fact that we live in a spinning ball, people believe we live in a spinning ball, that's just bullshit. I mean, scientifically speaking, even thinking about it, you can figure out it's all a load of nonsense. And whatever, it's just bullshit. Okay, so what is this? Okay, looking at the screen. Alright, let's end this video. Okay. Of all the things that exist, only one crosses all barriers. Love. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Love is not weak, nor does it submit to even white lies. White lies. Of all the things that exist, only one crosses all barriers. Love. Love is not weak, nor does it submit to even white lies, anger, self-pity, science, or religion. Of all the things that exist, I, the present speaker, I only bow to one source of power. Your source, your your source self. Your source self is is aligned with the grand source, or what some call God. Because it is God within all memories and knowledge, and can never mislead you or me. Light is light within the body. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Source, your source self, is light. It is beyond creation. At our level of awareness, we don't even know what creation is. And I have been saying creation doesn't exist because, at least not remotely close to what we have been trained to think it is. Anyway, let's move on. Let's continue. Let's finish. Anyway, fractions add up to 1, and love is always enough. Parts add up to 1, and love is always enough because you know it. Love is always enough because you know it. You know it. You know it because it heals. You know it because it fills your heart with peace, because it is true. Good luck. Back to source consciousness, source speed.